as the fog began to lift from the Georgia clay early in October, an event that began as a simple conversation between two men had finally come full circle. 130 shooters from the far reaches of the United States came together for the signature event of the Atlanta Three-Gun Club, its inaugural club championship. An event that three-gun competitors in the Southeast had been wanting for years. Two men, Paul Code and Chris Palmer, turned a conversation into reality. January 2014 brought the first three-gun match to South River Gun Club, which would be the first of 10 to date, culminating in October's club championship. However, in order to appreciate the scale of the match at all, you have to start at the beginning. Atlanta Three-Gun wouldn't have gotten off the ground without title sponsorship from Noveske. Carrying the Noveske banner were Rob Romero and Jansen Jones of the Noveske shooting team, both widely known as champions of the sport and local to Atlanta. The Atlanta Three-Gun Club set itself apart immediately by doing something that no one else was doing, awarding prizes each month, and not just any prize, Noveske rifles. It's hard enough to buy one of those, much less win one, and Paul and Chris were doing it every month. Each month, the matches sold out in minutes. More and more shooters wanted in on a part of the match. They came rain or shine. They came month after month, sometimes as far away as Ohio. Sponsored pro shooters came. First-time shooters came. Even man's best friend came. They all shot side by side, no matter the skill level. Sponsors signed on and graciously donated their products to further the sport and to help participants. And it's this spirit and camaraderie of three-gun that was exemplified at each monthly match and was magnified greatly at the championship match in October. I first noticed it in a guy named Mike Avanick. Mike was the first shooter off the line for my squad. He didn't complain about being first, and he didn't look flustered at all. He simply just grabbed his shotgun and took the starting box. I watched him shoot for 2 days with a look in his eyes of a kid in a candy store. I talked to him several times, and he had a joy in his voice about shooting that's been absent from mine for a while. Mike is 68 years old. He moves a little slower than most, but I guarantee you no one at that match had more fun than he did. He was the first to shoot, the first to score targets, the first to pace targets, and the first to volunteer to clear weapons. Whether Paul or Chris knew it or not, when they decided to start Atlanta Three-Gun, it was people like Mike Avanick who were going to be the real winners. I don't really have to tell you, but the Atlanta Three-Gun Championship was a great success. There were winners, there were prizes, but more importantly, there was something inside every person that attended that can't always be put into words. It's a deep down love of sport, a love for shooting and competing, and spending time with other like-minded and like-hearted people. Rob Romero said something during the award ceremony that struck a chord with me. He mentioned how deeply John Noveske had affected him when he asked him to represent his company on the Noveske shooting team. I believe the spirit of John and the Noveske shooting team is the same as that look in Mike Avanick's eye. It's the enthusiasm of a teenage shooter who just shot his first match and won a trophy. It's the heart and toughness of Jason Young, who shot half the match with a broken foot. It's the willingness of a pro shooter to take a minute and help a brand new shooter learn the ropes and get the most out of their abilities. It's a simple story, but a good one. Thanks to the vision of two men, the support of a legendary company, and the continued participation of a grateful few, Atlanta Three-Gun is the gem of the three-gun competitive world. There are bigger matches, there are bigger prizes, there are tougher shots. But after spending 48 hours with some of my closest friends doing something that I deeply love, you couldn't convince me otherwise. I and at least 129 other people am thankful to everyone who had a part in bringing successful 3-gun to my backyard. And there will be more in 2015.